So, there you have it. That is why sugar is so hard to give up. We are hardwired to enjoy it, to seek it out. And that was okay in ancient times, I guess, when food shortages meant that high-energy, sugary foods were literally the difference between life and death. But things have changed now, and sweet, cheap, sugary foods are all around us. And that is not good for us, and frankly, our DNA really isn't helping. But if your brain is egging you on to have a sweet treat, are there any that are better than others?
I am confused as to whether any of this stuff might be better for you than ordinary white sugar.
Right, well, let's have a look. Here we go.
You'll often hear that honey is good for you, that brown sugar is healthier than white, and that maple syrup is not part of the sugar debate. But what's the truth?
So essentially, all of these are the same. They are all from natural sugars from plants, they've been refined in different ways, so it doesn't make any difference which one you use. It's all just sugar.
I did not know that. I thought that if I put a teaspoon of honey in my tea, it would be much better for me than a teaspoon of white sugar.
Brown sugar simply has a bit of molasses in it and has roughly the same calories as white refined sugar. And a level teaspoon of honey in your tea will actually have more calories than a level teaspoon of sugar because it has more nutrients and is denser. So there's no getting away from it. None of these forms of sugar are particularly good for you. But there is some better news. One of the surprising truths about sugar is that if you do want a sweet treat, scientists say that fruit is the answer. That's because the naturally occurring sugar fruit contains comes with so much goodness, like vitamins, minerals and fibre, that it doesn't count towards your recommended daily allowance. But sugar in supermarkets isn't just limited to sweet treats, it's actually in quite a few savoury products as well, and often with a lot more sugar than you'd think. I've got a bowl of pad thai noodles here.
Okay. It's a savoury dish, obviously, so what do you reckon, sugar-wise?
But not that much, I think.
If you'd like to spoon in what you think. 2 teaspoons of sugar in that dish.
OK, you're a bit under there, because in fact there are...
Oh, stop.
nearly 9.5 teaspoons of sugar.
That has 9.5.
Uh-huh.
I'm eating those things. No. That's probably more than a dessert.
It's not just ready meals that can have added sugar. What about one of the healthier, apparently savoury breakfast cereals?
So, bran flakes, dry, not very appetising, but how many teaspoons of sugar, if you would expect any at all, to be in that?
OK.
1 teaspoon.
Just the one, yeah.
Just the one, OK. Right, I can tell you that there are, in fact, 3 teaspoons.
God. That's horrendous.
Yeah.
Because I have that because I think that's the healthier choice.
And it doesn't end there. This pack of sweet and sour chicken with rice contains 12.5 teaspoons of sugar. And there's over 6 teaspoons of sugar in this can of baked beans. Ideally, that would be your entire sugar intake for one day. I'm really surprised how much sugar is in some of our supposedly savoury foods. I want to know why manufacturers are adding it. So I'm visiting an international research facility in Surrey where scientists are employed by manufacturers to help them create the perfect products.
So what have we got here, Alice? I presume it's soup.
It's tomato soup, and we've got 2 different recipes of tomato soup here. One's got no sugar in it, and just a little bit of sugar in the other. So I'd like you to taste them, see what you think.
OK, right, so I'll start with this one, I think. I'm not sure about...
That one.
Yes,
Okay.
that was a This
Okay.
was a
Okay. Well, that one's got a
really-
little bit of sugar in it, which I think is interesting because just a tiny amount can change the taste profile and actually make it taste a bit better sometimes.
It actually tastes delicious, and
Good.
it brings out the taste of the tomatoes
Okay.
to me.
That's good. That's good. It's tomato soup.
But is that a good thing? Isn't that then what the manufacturers are doing? Making people like it with sugar in, and so they eat more, they buy more, but they're also getting bigger as well.
Well, they do want to make things that people like at the end of the day.